Hello friends, I have another story to share with you. This one is called Little Acorn. So yesterday I read Little Sunflower, and it was about the life cycle of a sunflower seed. This is Little Acorn, and it is about the life cycle of an acorn. Now, a sunflower seed grows into a sunflower. But what does an acorn grow into? Do you know what an acorn grows into? Well, we are going to read and find out what our acorn is going to grow into. And this book is by Scholastic, and it is published by Scholastic, and I am using it with permission. Little Acorn. Maybe that's a hint about what it's going to grow into. When I was just an acorn, nobody noticed me. I watched the world below go by from high up in my tree. I nestled under cozy leaves and sheltered from the rain, growing fat and shiny when the sun came out again. When the summer faded and leaves turned golden brown, "Bye-bye, acorn," said the leaves, floating to the ground. "Hey, wait for me," I called. Then, ready, steady, jump! Whee! I tumbled through the air and landed with a thump. So, do you guys think the acorn was lighter than the leaves or heavier than the leaves? Tell your adult what you think. Is the acorn heavier or lighter than the leaves? How do you know? What makes you think that? Squirrel was collecting nuts for his winter store. He hid me carefully away beneath the forest floor. Squirrel is gathering up nuts. He buried that one. Do you think maybe he's saving that for later? Yeah, me too. Underground, everything was snuggly and still. I waited very patiently for time to pass until... Oh, who's down in there in the dirt with him? Yeah. I felt a sudden change beginning deep inside. I'm feeling so peculiar. What's happening? I cried. You're growing up, said the worms, all wriggling about. When acorns fall into the soil, at some point, they will sprout. So what's happening to little acorn? Is he starting to grow? I giggled as I felt tickly, teeny tiny shoots, and before I knew it, I had sprouted little roots. I started to stretch up, wiggling left and right, reaching up and up until I pushed out into the light. Yay! He made it to the top of the soil. What do you think is going to happen next? Let's find out. Warmed by gentle sunbeams, my little leaves unfurled. I was so excited to be back out in the world. As the weeks and months passed by, I grew and grew and grew. What do you think he's going to grow into? What do you think? Yeah, maybe a tree. You think he's going to grow into a flower or a bush? Let's find out. Squirrel spotted me and said, "I've been looking everywhere for you." Oh, did the squirrel forget where he buried the acorn? Too late now, he's starting to grow. The seasons changed, and so did I. In sunshine, rain, and snow. What did little Acorn grow into? It took him a very long time to grow into that big tree because trees take a very long time to grow. My branches stretched, my trunk grew tall, my roots spread far below, which is very true. Roots of trees spread out very far underground because that's a very big trunk to try and take care of, isn't it? So with a trunk being that big, it's going to need a lot of roots to help keep it nourished, isn't it? Among my sturdy branches, the birds built cozy nests. My twigs and leaves made soft, warm beds for my feathered guests. Spiders weaved their sticky webs, and beetles scurried by. Squirrels scampered playfully and made their homes up high. The creatures of the forest had never seen a finer tree. I wondered, would there ever be another one like me? Then, one breezy morning, I woke up with a yawn. I stretched my branches, and out jumped a special little acorn. So, what does an acorn grow into? That's right, it grows into a tree. Do you know what kind of tree specifically? No? I will tell you. It grows into an oak tree. So oak trees' seeds are called acorns. And acorns start out young like this, and then as they start to get more nutrition and sunlight, they get bigger. And then when they fall, and if they land in the soil or get buried, they start to sprout and grow. And then they grow into a baby tree, which is called a sapling. And then they become a young adult, and then an adult tree. Every oak tree starts life as a seed called an acorn, growing on an adult tree. The acorn drops off into the soil where it sprouts roots. As the roots grow down, a leafy shoot sprouts up, growing taller and taller. The acorn is now a baby tree called a seedling. It continues to grow bigger and bigger until a new oak tree until it is a new oak tree and grows acorns of its own. So that is the life cycle of an acorn. Just keeps going and going and going, and each new acorn that gets planted in the soil makes a brand new oak tree. And then the oak tree grows more acorns, and the acorn gets planted, and then we get more oak trees. That is called a cycle, and it just keeps going and going and going, around and around. Almost everything has a life cycle. All right. I hope you enjoyed our story, friends. I will see you later. Have a wonderful day.